Mrs. Rajavi, honored guests, my fellow Ashrafis. On this day a year ago, 52 residents of Camp Ashraf, who had remained behind to safeguard property of MEK as they had been guaranteed the right to do, those people were murdered in cold blood by a unit of the Iraqi military. The people who carried out this massacre showed all the signs of a military force. They wore identical uniforms, even identical soft white caps, so that they could be recognized by one another. The weapons they used were of United States manufacture. The white soft caps that they wore showed that they had no fear of being attacked by the people they were massacring. They didn't even have to wear helmets. This attack came years after the United States military had promised in writing, following the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003, that if members of MEK surrendered their weapons, they would be treated as protected persons under the Geneva Conventions. When the United States withdrew from Iraq in 2011, the government purported to transfer this responsibility to the Iraqi government, even as the United States cites international law permitting the transfer of responsibility to a government in control. It disregards that part of international law that says that if the transfer is to a power that either cannot or will not follow through, that does not relieve the maker of the promise of its responsibility for keeping it. And the maker of that promise was the United States. And we cannot sit by and wait for others to act. One thing we have to do is to keep insisting that the U.S. government airlift the residents out and place them, at least temporarily, in a location outside Iraq, in the United States, if necessary. Second, as General Shelton said, we must resist the idea that in order to defeat ISIS, the United States should cooperate with Iran, whether implicitly or explicitly. Iran and ISIS are two sides of the same coin. We must keep account of the new Iraqi government and make it clear to al-Abadi that he will be judged by how he treats the residents of Liberty and Ashraf. As Mrs. Rajavi and others have said, there is no substitute for regime change in Iran. That is the only way out of this conundrum. That is the only honorable way out of this conundrum. And as long as you and we continue to raise our voices, that way will be found. Thank you very much.